Hey guys, this is Isaac and Bjorn, bringing you Ratchet and Clank Future, Tools of Destruction, Speedrun, Segment 6. This segment is Rykan, Sargasso, and Second Visit Moocat. And coming up right here, there's something really important to note. The screen goes black for a long period of time, and during this time, Ratchet's actually on the ground. Keep in mind that we're about to do a little skydiving sequence, like right now you can see we're skydiving. But during that time, Ratchet's actually on the ground. So during that time, I am actually firing my weapon. So, when you compare this to the past segment, the bolts and the experience will be a little bit different, because you can actually shoot during that time period. So, may as well gain some extra bolts and experience.
So, now we are on the ground, and we are going to begin what is a very long fight sequence. There are really no skips in Rykan. There are a few that almost work. We'll probably put those in our collection of almost worked glitches and skips.
Yeah, it's
really,
actually almost possible. Well, you can skip this first fight. But, the second fight is on a trigger, obviously, from the first fight. So, unless someone ever finds a way to skip the second fight, then you're going to have to always do the first one anyway. And the only really important things to note during this fight are, A, the health level-ups, all of which are timed pretty well so that they kill either big clusters of enemies, particularly the shield enemies. And the shield enemies are the other thing to watch. Like right here, you can see that I'm just spawn-killing shield enemies. I mean, literally, you want to be right behind them the second that they drop out of their ship. Because otherwise you run into lots of awkward situations like this, where they turn around and face you, and then you have to switch to the whip and then attack them with them.
Takes too much time.
Yeah, so it's far preferable just to kill them from behind.
Sweet 1440 there. Some number of degrees. I didn't actually count them, though.
Yeah. Just more spawn killing. There's really not much that you can do during Rykan. I mean, just memorize all the spawns and have a good weapon choice. And here you can see that the Shard Reaper really does pay for itself. It's an astounding piece of firepower. And then the fuse is set, and we just kind of screw around for a while. There's not really anything you can do to speed it up, obviously.
Kill some fish, maybe.
What is up with the Drawfids? They're like super intelligent fish that build robot mech suits?
Question mark?
I mean, supposedly, I guess Tachyon could have... Anyway. And this is the Cyclo Cannons. These guys are troublesome because they do, in fact, one-shot you. Early on in Rykan, like before you gain, I think, into 2 health levels, every enemy will one-shot you. But after that, you can take 2 hits, except from the Cyclo Cannons, which are very strong. Here you can see, killing these guys, it's important to try and hit as many, shards in each one as you can, because obviously you want to take them down as quickly as possible. And ammo, it's never really a problem, but like as you can see right there, I have just enough time to go get ammo and then come back so I can kill the next little wave of enemies that comes out here. But
thankfully, because of the little box spawners, you never really run out.
Yeah, there's never actually a time when I'm completely exhausted of ammo. Rykan is just a troublesome planet. Although it looks really long, but I think the battle's only like something like 6 minutes, so it's not like it's, a huge fraction of the run by percent, but it does take a long time. There's really nothing you can do about that.
But at least we get a lot of health level ups. How many have we gotten so far? Like 4?
Yeah.
3, 4?
5 or 6, I'd say. I think that collectively, it's like we began at, well, maybe 4. I think we began at 17.
I think we've gotten 4. I'm not positive, though. So, but that's pretty significant for just a short little clip of fighting like this. So.
Yeah, you definitely want to try and get as much health as possible, because otherwise in the later areas, every enemy will just one-shot you, and that is a bit of a problem, considering how accurate many enemies are.
And that's the second Shard Reaper upgrade that's happened, too.
Yeah, all the weapons just get, like, monster-fied during this, because there are just so many things to kill.
Maybe that was the 4th one right there, the last time. Not sure.
Yeah. Here, I actually forgot which ship the shield guys were to come out of, but I managed to get back there before the second one had dropped out, so I still managed to get 2 of them. Slight mistake, but otherwise so far the segment's been pretty much perfect. And as you can see, the V4 will kill them with one shot at point blank. And then you have to handle the spaceport defenses. This fight's a little interesting, because you have to manipulate the spaceport defenses correctly to get the most damage on them. The first one, you're just going to want to shoot. You don't want to get in too close, because then it'll close, and where I was there is about the optimal distance. And then you want to jet towards the second one so it'll close, because you want to be firing on two cannons on the same side. I mean, it makes sense, half your shards hit both. It's much faster than actually killing them individually. And there you can see I try and hit them with the health up, but obviously they're closed. And like here you can see I'm dealing a lot of damage to both of them, rather than just one, and they die simultaneously. So that's obviously faster.
Collateral right there.
Double kill. Here's a gyrocycle section. It's the only gyrocycle that we do. I think there's like only two in the whole game. There's one in Igliak. And
I only remember two, but they're not very memorable. I'm not a big fan of the gyrocycle. In fact, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the things in this game. But the gyrocycle in particular is another one of those things that's just unnecessary. I mean, look at this. It's just annoying to do. It's not challenging. There's no question about whether or not you should step on any of those pads. And then a lot of the times it's just like you go into one area, and then you get propelled up by one of those little magical rings, and then you go down another tunnel, and then you get propelled by another magical ring. And it's really not very amusing.
There's a lot of magical rings in this game.
See, like, look, tunnel, ring.
Magical ring, and then you fall into another tunnel.
And then guess what comes after that tunnel?
Another one. Well, first a ring. But I'm really bad at the gyrocycle. That's important to note. Like 4 or 5 segments that had really good Rykans died because I literally just messed up the gyrocycle. And that's why you see I slow down a little bit there, but then I get back on the gas. So
Ring.
Magic ring, jet you
And
upwards. Can anyone explain this
ring.
room to me?
Yeah,
there's
rings down
two
there.
little rings down in the center, and as hard as I try, I can't gyrocycle backwards onto the bottommost one. I've gotten
to the uppermost one, and it works. It just puts you back at the top.
Yeah, but I can't get to the bottom one. And I have a feeling it like shoots you to some sort of super secret, which is a bit ridiculous, but possibly true. So I should probably just Razor Claw down there. I'm sure you can.
Probably.
Would answer all of my life's problems with Razor Claws. And their skill point acquired to Live Strong. It'd be kind of embarrassing if we didn't get Live Strong, seeing as it is in fact a skill point for speed.
Speedrun?
Yeah. Skip through 4 cutscenes consecutively.
A lot of cutscenes right there.
Then you go to Planet Sargasso. So, Rykan really, it feels like a very long planet, and playing it was always a bit hectic, but it really isn't that terribly long of a planet. I think it's in the same vein as Kabalia. I haven't actually measured them side by side. But anyway, this whole segment is probably one of the most difficult in the run, just because there are 3 planets, and because there's a lot of things that can go wrong on all of them. And obviously it only takes 1 mistake to kill the segment. But now we're on Sargasso.
I'm talking to the bisexual smuggler man again.
Yet again, and he has yet another item to sell us. I don't know how he managed to get from Rykan to Sargasso at the same speed that we are, since we're using, like, cutting-edge Lombax technology. And yeah, you can see we're harvesting Leviathan souls here. These are definitely faster than getting the ones from the Nundak ring, because obviously,
You don't have to use those stupid little teleportation things.